Hey kiddos, if you're watching this, it means that you struggle a little bit in class with subtracting fractions. So this is your tutorial video on how to subtract fractions. So let's take a look. Whenever you're subtracting fractions, we're going to stack the fractions vertically, and then we're going to do the cross method to organize our work. So that means we just rewrite our fractions. So we have 24 and 3/7, and we're going to put our little backwards L to show that that's our one fraction. And we're going to subtract away 11 and 2/3. Okay, and that's our cross right here. Okay, now, just a little side note. I want you to take a note that I line up my tens digit, I line up my ones digit, and I line up that fraction. Everything's kind of in a line, so that's very important when you're doing subtraction problems. Okay, so just pay attention to that. Alright, the LCD, the least common denominator. So I've got a denominator of 3 and a denominator of 7. That gives me the least common denominator, in this case is 21. So I come over here and I rewrite in this section the fraction. So I'm going to write 24, put my little fraction bar, and I'm going to subtract away 11. Put my little fraction bar. Alright, my new denominator is 21 for both of these. So I'm going to put my little backwards L. Backwards L. Alright, so now we got to calculate the numerator. Here's how we do it. Okay, we got to figure out what can I multiply 3 by to get 21. In this case, it's 7. Okay, so that means I multiply the numerator by 7 to get my new fraction. It gives me 14. Alright, I'm going to do the same thing over here. What can I multiply this denominator of 7 by to get the denominator of 21? So 7 times 3 gives me 21. So my new numerator will be 3 times 3. Alright, now we're ready for subtraction. Okay, now the only issue is we're trying to take the numerators and subtract them away. So we can subtract the fraction now because the denominators are the same. But I'm trying to take 14 away from 3, and 3 isn't big enough to take away 14. So I'm going to have to borrow. So I'm going to borrow from the ones digit. So I cross out the 4 and I change that to a 3 because I'm borrowing 1 from it. So it goes down 1. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the denominator to the numerator. So that's how borrowing works with fractions. You borrow 1 from the ones place, okay, and you're going to add the denominator to the numerator. So it kind of looks like that. Okay. So my new numerator is going to be 24 because it's 3 plus 21. Okay. So now I can do, sorry. Did I do that right? Oh, jeezums. This should be 9. Made a mistake there. Glad y'all are able to see that. I made a mistake. That's supposed to be 9. Okay, so 9 plus 21 is actually going to be 30. Alright, so even Mr. Nelson makes mistakes. Okay, because 3 times 3 is 9, not 3. I don't know what I was thinking there. Alright, so 9 plus 21 gives me 30. So now I've got 30, take away 14, because my new numerator is 30 because I borrowed. So off to the side, I'm going to show you how to do that. 30 minus 14. Okay. You can't take 4 away from 0, so you got to borrow from the tens. So that becomes a 2. And we're going to add 10 to the 0. Gives us 10. And so 10 take away 4 is 6. And 2 take away 1 is 1. So our new numerator is 16. Our denominator stays 21. Okay, now we just have to take away the whole numbers. So up here I've got 3 in the ones digit, and I'm going to take away 1. It gives me 2. And I got 2 take away 1. It gives me 1. And so there's my answer. It's 12 and 21/16. Okay, that's how you solve fractions. Okay, so let's review real quick. You stack the fractions, you find the least common denominator, then you convert your fractions to the same denominator. Then when you're subtracting, if the numerator on top is not big enough, you have to borrow. Okay, when you borrow, you take 1 from the ones digit, so the ones digit decreases by 1, so from 4 to 3. And then that number that we borrowed from the ones digit is going to become the denominator that we add to the numerator. So it's going to be 21 in this case. So 21 plus 9, which gives me 30. And now we just subtract the numerators. 30 take away 14. I did the math over here. 30 take away 14, which gives me 16. So my numerator is 16. Denominators were 21, so they stay 21. And then I just subtract the whole numbers. Okay, in this case I had 3 take away 1, which gave me 2. And 2 take away 1, which gave me 1. So the answer is 12 and 16 21st, and it is simplified. Now I'll solve the Google Doc. And if you get the Google Doc right, no mandatory tutorials. If you are still struggling, you'll have to come and see me one-on-one.